Hey, Kevin, how are you doing? I am doing well, and I would be doing even better. Help us get to 60,000.
Real quick, we have officially passed 60,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. Let me thank all of you guys.
How do you structure your campaigns to account for attribution delays in sponsored display versus sponsored products? When it says attribution delays, I think some of that just might be more buyer behavior. Sponsored products is more people are at the cash register saying, hey, where is it I can find earbuds? And they say right there on the shelf, and then you just grab it and they come right back. They're ready to go. Sponsored display is sometimes a little bit more higher up the funnel where they're like, should I go in that store or should I go in that store? Like they're walking around the mall and they're just kind of research mode. Some of that might be some of the attribution delays. From a technical standpoint, I can't say 100% for sure. I would imagine if you make a sale on sponsored display and you go to run your reports, it's going to be on there. You might have delays in general with reporting. And sometimes people talk about have like a 1 or 2 day delay. So if you're like doing your optimizations today, you might look back a day or two as like the end period. So that way attribution can catch up. And when they talk about that, it's really more people go on their phone, they add something to the cart, and they come back later and buy it. And that's normal shopping behavior on Amazon. In my house, when I go to buy stuff all the time, my wife's put stuff in there and I click save for later and I buy other stuff. For a variety of reasons, people are sometimes moving that purchase back, and just with the nature of what sponsored products is versus sponsored display, it's probably more of that. So from a campaign structure, I don't know that there's really anything you could really do about it. And I don't know if it's a problem that's really worth solving other than just know that when you're looking at it, there's probably more likelihood that the people on sponsored display might be more likely to come back or whatever the case is, more so than sponsored products, because they're kind of like running around cash in hand, like as if they were in a store, ready to buy, and they drove all the way over there knowing what they're looking for. It's kind of the way to look at it. Hopefully that made sense. We're shifting from VC to SC, so from vendor central to seller central, and see the bids are on the higher side. Is it normal? Probably, because on vendor central you are on Amazon's turf. It is Amazon's listing. Amazon is the seller. The bids on the higher side, it's possible, because when you're saying you're seeing the bids are, which is probably the suggested bids. Also keep in mind, those are a suggestion. They're just that. It's not necessarily like in order to show up, you have to have that. It's just some algorithm is making up math and just showing you those numbers. What actually works, you'll find out from testing. Hopefully that makes sense. How often should you restructure campaigns, and when is it better to optimize existing ones instead of starting fresh? So Stephen Pope, our founder, has a few isms. One of his isms is never negate or turn off a good keyword. So when you're talking about restructuring campaigns, be careful doing it. Oftentimes what ends up happening, I've done this many times, and sometimes I even see the naming convention is slightly different in campaigns when I've done some restructurings over the years. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, I did that. It's better to optimize if they're working. If they're not working, you could test it or turn off what's not working in certain campaigns and maybe try them again in a different campaign. If they are working, don't get too creative. You could even have, and don't worry about dedupe and all that. Like Amazon's going to dedupe themselves. If you have one campaign and keyword A is working, you could test keyword A in another campaign. Maybe it's an exact campaign you're putting keyword A into to test out. Maybe keyword A in the original campaign at broad works better. It happens that way. Let's say they're both exact match and they're in two different campaigns. One, you're just trying a different structure. They might still work better in the old campaign, even though you've got this new creative structure in the new one. So it's not worth it to turn off, because if it was working in one place and profitable, it may not perform the same in the new place. Be very careful about switching campaigns and whatnot. Sometimes you're better off just leaving well enough alone, is my personal opinion. So hopefully that made sense.